Hello, everybody. This is Nicole Whitlock with eCom Sellers, and this is the Print on Demand Challenge. We are in day 9. So the first thing I wanted to do was to find out, get everyone's assessment of the class. Do you feel like we're going too fast? Do you feel like we're going too slow? Do you feel like we have a good roadmap, or you feel like the roadmap is clear? Or what questions can I clarify regarding the class?
Yeah. I am trying to catch up on the recordings.
Okay. All right. Well, I feel like you'll get there. And if you need any help, just message me and tell me you're going to come 15 minutes early, and I will jump on with you. And I'll jump on with you as often as I need to help you get caught up.
Thank you.
But you're not that far behind.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Anyone else? Do you have any feedback regarding how fast or how slow we're going? You feel like we have a game plan, we have a roadmap, or are you looking to do something slightly different than what this class is kind of outlined to do?
I think that the roadmap is clear, and I came in with some of the basics already known. So I'm looking forward to moving on to the next weeks. But I think probably coming in as a beginner, I think it's a great pace. And so this is just the first week or two. It's given me the accountability that I need, and I'm looking to grow in the knowledge. Though there's still new things I'm learning. So that there's always things to learn for sure.
Absolutely. I agree. Okay. All right. I don't know if Charlotte's in a place where she can share feedback or if she wants to, but Charlotte, if you want to share any feedback, you can unmute. And if anyone else is listening to the recording, you can always email me or you can message me with any of your feedback so that I know whether or not I need to pick up the pace or if I need to slow it down a little bit, because at the end of, I'm looking at a calendar, sorry. We started on the 1st, which is sort of in the middle of the week. So I'm going to go to the 18th for stage 1, and then starting on the 19th, we're going to start stage 2. So Charlotte, do you want to share anything?
Well, for me, it's a nice, easy pace.
Okay.
And it doesn't feel so overwhelming.
Okay. All right. Well, that's what I wanted. I wanted something so that way you can continue on at this easy pace when the class is over and continue to produce products and continue to make money just by doing it. I mean, it's not 100% passive, but it is, committing at least an hour every day to your business. You could commit more, trust me, you could if you have it. But if you don't, it's still a way for you to build up your listings and to make some money over time. So, all right. Well, if you have any other feedback you want to share and you want to email it to me, I'm happy to receive it. You can email it to ecomsellersmastery@gmail.com, or you can email it to Nicole Whitlock at ecomsellersummit.com, either one of those. And I will definitely take that feedback and use it to help improve the class before we move on to stage 2, which I think stage 2 is going to be a little bit more involved. So we've got, today is the 9th. So at this point, we've got 9 more days at what I would consider a little bit of a, let's get everybody at a slower pace. We're gonna pick it up just a little bit, but not a lot. I don't want anybody to be overwhelmed. I want this to be something that's sustainable. All right. So that being said, today I want to go over a couple of things. Sorry, I've had a couple of different classes I've been attending this week for my kiddos. The roadmap to transition to adulthood roadmap for Texas, and it was a lot. So let me close some of these windows. Right. So I'm gonna share my screen. I think I'm going to share my screen. Okay. Okay. So 2 things. I'm going to start with looking at listings, and then we're going to look at Google Trends. Google Trends is a great way just to kind of get some insight on what people are searching for, words that people might be searching for, information that people might be searching for that might help you long term build a better listing and put better content into your listing. So since we're still focusing on printables, and there's so many printables, I'm sure you've been looking at the printables, and there's a lot of people who have done really well with their printables. You know, they've got quite a few ratings and things like that. So I'm going to go back to, I will go with education real quick. So education, because that's where we are. And printables, flashcards. And so I've said all along that our goal is to be inspired by other people's listings, but not to steal them. And so as I look at the listings, one of the first things I'm going to do is I'm going to pay attention to the listings with the most reviews first. And I'm going to grab my notepad. And the reason I'm going to look at the ones with the most reviews, this one, is because evidently they are top sellers. They've been selling for a while, and or also those people who have star seller. But I'm going to look at those ratings because there's something about those listings that are appealing to my potential avatar. So whoever your avatar is, the one thing I want you to do is go look at your competition, which we've talked about before. But I want you to focus on those that have the higher rating. And when you look at the ones that have the higher rating, now they could have the higher rating for a couple of different reasons. It could be that their product is really good, and so they're getting a lot of referrals. It could be that they are, like, sometimes people will list their products on other platforms like Pinterest, or like in this example, like one of the teacher websites where you can purchase products and download them. So they will have their product showcased over there and have a link to their Etsy store. So they may be reverse driving traffic. They could be running ads, or they could have had a sale. So all of those things could be driving their numbers, but ultimately they're still doing really well. And so I want to pay attention to their cover photo. I also want to pay attention to the words that they use in their listing. They may not always apply 100% to me, but I'm going to look at those. So I'm going to go after 20 of them that are in what I would consider my competitors. And I will look at their listings. Now, this listing right here is actually definitely a little more advanced, because again, that's more intricate artwork. And this one is very simplistic, extremely simplistic, which is the kind of stuff, I'm like, okay, let's start with the easy and build up to the hard. Or like, this one is super easy, like, okay, colors. So I'm going to focus on, write down the 20. And once I write down the 20, or either save them or put them into like a notepad or a WordPad or a Google Sheet or whatever. And then I'm going to come back, and as I am building each one of mine, if I have something that's related, like if I'm doing the alphabet, I'm going to see if any of the thing that's in their listing applies to mine. Anything that they have is helpful. So one of the first things that I noticed in this one is this seller, the artist family. I can tell that this listing right here is theirs. I can also tell that this listing right here is theirs. Not even just looking at the name, but because of the fact that they put a little tag up there, little red PDF up there. And so that makes it easily visible, so that if you're not reading the words, that this is definitely a printable or a downloadable, however you want to refer to it. They have some great pictures. They have, letters and a big picture of what it is. And it looks like they're using realistic photos. And so I can tell that there's a connection between this person. So if there's anything, as you continue to build out your products, if there's anything that you can do so that people can see that there's a relationship between each one of your listings, maybe if you've got a name brand or a logo in the corner, if you want to do something as simple as, red PDF, I think that is really cool, because then the next time I see one, if I see like 5 of them, I will know that it's the same person. I can go directly to their store, and I can go and look at their store and see all their printables. But again, my goal is to kind of eyeball the list based on what I put into the search, and then go through and write down notes or select 20 of them that have the best ratings. And so when I write down the 20 and I'm looking at the best ratings, the things that I'm going to be paying attention to is, of course, their titles. I'm going to be paying attention to their description, and the information that they put in their description is pretty lean because they have 4 pictures. Okay. And they did put a watermark. You can see that they put a watermark on this, so people don't try to take it. And you do have the ability to put a watermark on your stuff as well. So they've got watermarks on it so nobody takes it. But their pictures are really clean. So they've got 4 pictures here. I can see the titles. They are one of the things that I noticed that they're doing compared to the others who are creating listings. Me and this mouse, come on, mouse. Is they've selected the word Montessori, which also makes them stand out because others may be just looking for homeschooling, others may be looking for, just educational, but they have intentionally gone after the word Montessori. And that's definitely a targeted audience. Those people who like the Montessori teaching method, that helps. So if there is something that is specific that you feel like this is a word that nobody's going after for my specific product, think about those things and figure out how to incorporate it either in your title or your description. The other thing that they wrote was they used realistic, it says realistic animals, whereas the others don't. I didn't necessarily see that in their title. That doesn't mean it's not there. It's just I didn't see it when I went through and kind of eyeballed the educational flashcards that were available to me just in the view. So definitely look for the words that are going to help you kind of stand out a little bit more than anyone else. Like these two, they have this one put Montessori at the beginning of the listing itself. They got 67 on that particular one. So more than likely this seller probably has similar listings that have their banner and logo on them. So keep those kind of little things in mind as you continue to build your main listing, your main image, cover image for each one of your individual listings so that there's some level of continuity and there's an identifiable relationship as you continue to put products into that category. Okay, so I'm going to go and look up the word Montessori. Not that I think it's a word that people are looking for all the time. I'm going to go back to that. Where's the realistic animals? Here it is. So they have watercolor. They do have cards, alphabet cards, watercolor, Montessori flash. They didn't use the word flashcard, which I thought was interesting. But anyway, educational material, homeschooling, printable, realistic animals, learning PDF, simple, cursive, ABC. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to look up in Google Trends a couple of these words so I can see what's happening. So if you just go to Google Trends and you start with your first word. Now I'm searching in the United States. Again, you can sell your products globally based on your setup inside of Etsy. So your products are available in other places. Right now, these two ladies are trending. So interesting. I don't know why Taylor Swift is trending, but okay. Okay, now I thought I copied it. Hold on. I'm going to spell the word wrong. So let's not do that. Nicole. All right. Ugh. All right. So let me go back real quick. So when I type in Montessori, let's just go back. Montana. I'm guessing that's a medication at the bottom. All right, so Montessori education is something that people are looking for, if I'm spelling this right. I don't know if I did or not. I think I did, yep. So Montessori education was one of the phrases that came up. And when you're looking at Google Trends, Again, you just go to Google Trends and put in whatever you're searching for in the search box. You can search what's happening for the past 12 months. So you can figure out what the trend has been for this particular uh, search item. There we go. Okay, so I'm already at 12 months. Yeah, I am. So I can see that there was a little bit of a spike in searches around August of 2021. And it kind of fell off a little bit, picked up a little bit in November, but then fell off in November, coming down December, back up January, then the end of January, and then it picked up in May. I can't believe it's fallen off in June, but it is. So something about August, there was a little bit of a spike there for the word Montessori. Okay, may or may not be helpful. Let me see if someone else has joined us. Just a second. Admit. Okay.
Well, August, that's around the time the school starts.
Yep, that's when school starts. Absolutely. So then I can go in and I can do a search. I can do a compare, and you can see the compare option. I'm going to do search on flashcards. Well, once I do flashcards, I'm already searching for a year. You'll see that if you are producing flashcards, that your sale for, now this is just flashcards. This is not like educational flashcards, and we can do a search on that. But flashcard sales pick up around August. Again, school starting, going to continue on. Then it takes a dive. Of course, that's probably Thanksgiving. Coming back up after Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, then back down, Christmas. Nobody's thinking about flashcards. Going back to school, January, a little bit of those in February. Then we have April, and then it's just falling off. So my guess is that they're going to pick up again around going back to school. So now we have two things that we know: Montessori flashcards, they pick up around August. So if we are creating our designs right now, if we're thinking about that and we're being intentional, we can create designs to take advantage of a little bit of a bump that we see is going to be, that's going to be coming up here in the near future. All right, so then what was another word that was in this title? Homeschooling. I'll type in homeschooling. Let's just see what comes up. So if I do homeschooling, I can see, looking at the data, okay, so the summertime falls off, and then of course there is a spike, continues on, starts to come down a little bit, okay? So I can see that there are ebbs and flows, and there's a little bit of a spike around May, then it went back down. So my guess is that again, it's going to go back up in August. So now I know three things that clearly, if I'm making educational flashcards, there is a spike that is going to be happening around August. And so if I'm going to be strategic about this, I need to make sure I'm thinking about the designs now, doing some little bit of research now to figure out what I'm going to develop, what I'm going to design, and then beginning the process of building it and figuring out where I'm going to list it, share it, post it, all of that stuff. And of course, I'm going to tell you to post it, cross-list it everywhere. Make sure you create your fan page. Well, we talked about that before, your Facebook fan page, Instagram. Make sure you create your Pinterest page so that way you increase your chances of being found for sure, just on those, because those are free sites anyway. And then I'm going to go look for one more set of words. I don't know, the people are looking for the word realistic animals, learning. Let me just see if there's anything else. 26 different cards, English, cursive. They did not put a lot in their listing, did they? Nope. They did not. So you could go after all of the words and see what happens. I mean, it's the summertime. I would think there's probably some action happening around watercolors because, parents are trying to give their kids something to do that could be helpful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look up, watercolor is pretty steady. Pretty steady. It's a pretty steady line going all the way across. So watercolors could be a helpful one in your search. So I'm going to go and look up one word for each one of your products. So one of them is scriptures. Okay. We know that scripture. So there's some other related things, religious text. So search term is scriptures. Scripture is pretty even. People are looking for that all the time. So what that says for me is that I potentially have what I refer to as a steady eddy, something that will sell year round, regardless of what's happening, regardless of the season, regardless of, any event that's coming up. Like, this is something that is a consistent seller because it's pretty steady. I mean, it's not a straight line, but it's straighter than the other one. It's straighter than watercolors. so that means that you definitely have to make sure that you stand out. But that also means that you could have something that gives you constant revenue, constant income. Okay. Then we have, I'm going to look up the word smoothie. And so I'm expecting some ebbs and flows here. All right. So smoothies was up in July. So I'm guessing people want to go out, get smoothies. The summertime starts to come down, comes way down, 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 down. Picks back up January. That is not surprising to me. Then starts a slow incline, gradual incline, around February. So it falls off a little bit in January. So smoothies, and any other related terms. So I don't know why the dog decides to bark now, but whatever. So the other thing you might also look up is related terms. So use your thesaurus and find related terms to help you. Just get my son to thesaurus. Oh man, I can't spell today, y'all. So I'm just gonna find it. Why? It's not a Y, it's a U. There you go. Okay, so I'm gonna look up smoothie. I'm normally not this bad of a speller, but I'm telling you, since I had COVID, some of the basic things, I cannot figure it out. All right. So smoothie, I would not have thought any of these words. Synonyms. Let me scroll down a little. Let's go see if there's anything else. Charmer, con artist. Smoothie. All right. So where's the drink? Con artist. Let me keep going down. Confidence man. Okay. Hypocrite. Would not have thought that any of these would have been the word that I was looking for. Now we're into using it in a sentence. So let me use smoothies maybe. Nope, didn't help. All right. So that was very interesting. The only thing I have is the little paragraph in the middle to help me with smoothies. So yeah, that's it. Yeah, there's nothing else, which is really interesting. Okay. All right. I was not expecting that.
How about green smoothie, Nicole?
Yeah, hold on. Just figure out why things are popping up on my screen. Just a second. I've now lost a window. Are you serious? Yeah, I did. I did lose a window. Okay, let's go do that. Hold on just 1 second. Connie, I am on the phone. Okay, so let's see if green smoothie comes up. First, we're going to type green and see what it tries to find. Green, nope, smoothie. Okay, so green smoothie does come up. So we have it as food, of course, topic. So detox might be one of the words that you use in your listing. So as we go through and kind of look at this data, we can see that spike coming up in January for sure. We also see that it's currently on an uptick in June. So it has, I'm guessing this is closer to spring break and people having that, oh my gosh, I got to hurry up and get my body in shape just before the summer panic. And then they have, right now, people are going out for green smoothies. So Green smoothies is one that's definitely trending in the United States. Looks like it's pretty steady in the summertime, has a little bit of a dip. Of course, around Thanksgiving, people would not be looking for green smoothies. So yeah, I can see that. Halloween to after Thanksgiving, there is not an interest in green smoothies as much, but then it goes back above the line. So that's helpful information for you to know. The other thing is, as you scroll down, like, you can get some more details further down, and you can click through all this stuff to kind of help you make potential decisions. But again, looking at your competitors listing first, making a note, finding those, 10 or 20 competitors that have the highest reviews. And then once you do that, kind of extract some of the words, look at their feature listing, their main photo, their cover photo, look at how many images that they have in their listing. Because again, your goal is to improve on what they did. And again, we're starting with the simple. So if they've got something a little more advanced, I'm not trying to stress you out. We can stay in the simple for right now. And then as you get better, you can create more advanced, or you can hire someone to do that. But we'll talk about that at some point. And then the next one is Cassandra. What was your topic again? Feel like it was similar to education, but not quite.
Reading challenge.
Reading challenge. Okay. So let's see first. Let's look up reading and see what comes up, if there's anything. And so reading is pretty constant. It falls off around Thanksgiving and Christmas, but it's pretty constant. I don't know why it's down trending right now for June, but I mean, you can see that's fairly constant. If we go back and we do reading challenge, and yeah, take advantage of looking up those long tail keywords, which is a keyword with other words. So more than one word. So reading challenges would be considered a long tail keyword. Summer reading challenge, evidently that's a thing that comes up. So that might be something that as you are creating your product, you either keep that in the body or in the description. So, all right. So summer reading challenge, look at this. Using the word summer reading challenge, I mean, there is a spike after Christmas. My guess is that there's a whole bunch of parents that are like, I'm going to need you to read a book and get off of these electronics I just bought you for Christmas. I don't know. That could be it. The numbers are low, though. The numbers are fairly low. You can come down again and look at some of the data down below to maybe get some more ideas and some more insight. And then use your thesaurus to also come up with some additional words that might help you to, create a listing that's going to attract more people and get you some more organic traffic. So reading challenge. And you can look at some of the other categories that are available, but I always just start with the basics. I just start with Google. The other thing that I do, which I think most people who've been following me for a while, is I literally just start here and I start typing the words and I try to see what comes up. So right now, of course, I did Google Trends and reading trends, and then reading eggs. I don't know why eggs are in there, but that's okay. I'm not really sure. I'll have to Google that and see if that's a thing. But evidently, it's for me. I didn't clear my cache, so number 1 and number 2 makes sense because I didn't clear my cache, and I just typed those in. Reading eggs. I'm not really sure why that's there, but it
It's
must
a
be
online reading thing.
Okay, good. So there you go. It's a thing. And so that's probably something you want to incorporate. Reading comprehension. I could see that because I've been working on some stuff with my sons, but I didn't search for that anytime recently. So reading list, Google, reading A to Z, reading games, reading glasses. So I think go ahead.
Can you check on keto?
Keto?
Yes.
I'm sure keto is in there, girlfriend. So keto has so many opportunities. Keto diet, keto trends, ketogenic diet, keto snacks, keto rich, as soon as you start with keto. So keto is probably high. And my guess is that there's a spike for keto. I'm going to guess at the end of the year, beginning of the new year. So it falls off, of course, around Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. And it picks up in January. So keto is one that it does have has its ebbs and flows. You're probably good for keto for a few months. I'm guessing it'll probably pick back up. I would come back and look at this. It should start to go back up. And it's probably going to stay steady and then start to fall off around August slowly. It'll be a gradual transition down, and then it'll probably pick back up again. But I will tell you, like trendy diets and stuff like that, those things are always, you don't know how long that is going to stick around. And so I would ride the wave while I have the chance. Whatever it happens to be, ride the wave while you have the chance. So I don't know why the dogs are going crazy. Keto has been popular for, I think, a couple of years, at least 3 years, maybe 4. So what I would do is definitely work on keto and maybe create some flashcards around keto diet and the contents or some of the foods you can eat on the keto diet. That's always helpful. And maybe create it in a list form. So it's an 8.5 by 11, something that they can pin to the refrigerator, or they can laminate, or that they can stick on the wall of their cabinets. So that makes it easy for them to make good decisions, or, on the front of the refrigerator. And then I would also, because you're looking at keto, I would go after the other diets. I would go after the gluten-free diet and maybe make a list for that. I would go after the paleo diet and make a list for that, so that way you have, you're going after the diet niche, specifically trendy diets, targeted diets, and hopefully that will drive more traffic back to your keto long term. So that's the strategy I would suggest, but you can do whatever you want to. Okay. So I hope this is helpful. What I would love for you all to do is 2 things. The assignment for the day, of course, we're creating listings. If you haven't already created your 4 for the week, work on that. You got till Saturday. If you only get 3, that's fine as well. Number 2, the thing that I want you to focus on is see how maybe you can utilize aspects of Google Trends or the thesaurus to help you in finding where you might have spikes and opportunities to kind of get ahead of the curve. So create products and make sure that they're readily available and listed before the trend hits. So my goal is always making sure that my products are readily available anywhere from 6 to 12 weeks before the trend hits. So, creating them 12 weeks in advance, doing all of my back to school stuff now, doing all of the stuff that I might, that's going to sell in October, like starting that in July, so that way I don't have to think about it. It's just a matter of releasing that listing on whatever platform I happen to be selling on. So I do my stuff in advance, and I would encourage you to kind of begin that process of thinking like that and shifting how you do your business. And then the last thing is to go back out and look at your competitors. I'd already given you the whole, what I do with my VAs, which is have them go look at Amazon bestsellers and, get the top 20 sellers in that category and go look at that. But on Etsy, what we're going to do is we're going to go look at some people that are competitors, products that are competitors, and look at the listings that have the most reviews, and maybe grab 20 of those, keep the URLs, and come back to them. Again, if they're doing something fancy right now, don't let that deter you. At least grab some of the basics, pay attention to that listing, and see how you can use what they've done and the research that they've done around their listing to help you create a better listing. It may mean that you need to make a better cover photo, or it could mean that you need to create a better title or a better description. So I hope that helps. Any questions?
None for me.
All right. Well, I hope this was helpful. So go play with it. Hang out with Google Trends for a little bit and figure out how you can incorporate it into your business. Try to figure out if you can use it at least a couple times a week. So, all right. With that, I'm going to say goodbye for now, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Nicole,
Yes.
how do we get into the back office or get back into the office to look at the videos?
Okay. So you're going to go to ecomsellersmastery.com. and then there's up at the top, there's a button that says member login.
Right.
So you click on member login and put in your username and password.
Was that sent to me or do I make one up?
It was, well, you got, when you registered, you got a create my account option. And then after you create your account, then you can go into the login and just put in your login ID and password.
All right. I don't remember seeing that, but I'll go back.
If you don't have it, just send me an email and I'll go make sure we resend it back to you.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
All right. All right. I look forward to chatting with you all tomorrow as we continue on this journey. And for those who came in a little bit later, we are going to continue at stage 1 until the 18th. And then on the 19th, we're moving to stage 2, which is a little bit more advanced. So this week, the assignment is to go ahead and knock out the 4. Next week, or if not 3, it's okay. And then next week, we are going to shoot for 6 or 7 new listings, new products next week.
So besides my green smoothie, I should have 2 other listings or ideals, or
Yeah, you should have more listings. Yes, you should have at least at a minimum 3 listings, but as a stretch goal, 4 listings. So you create
Okay.
4 products first, and then you can create the listings.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, create the products first, then create the listings.
Okay.
Okay.
I apologize for being late also.
It's okay. Do what you need to do and don't stress if you are where you are. So if you need me to come 15 minutes early tomorrow, let me know. Send me a message and I'll be happy to jump on with you so we can get everyone sort of caught up. But next week's target is going to be 6 to 7 listings. So at that point, if you accomplish the stretch goal and you do 4 plus 7, that's 11 listings by the 18th. If you don't do that, which is okay, if you do 3 and 6, that's 9 listings by the 18th. So that's 9 products and 9 listings.
9 products.
No, but I'm not here to stress you out. I'm not. I am not. I'm here to be a blessing and not a curse.
It's just a scratching, that's all.
Yes, okay. So just if you can find an hour, if you can find an hour every day, you'll get caught up. It's just getting that
Okay.
first one created and then, finding your groove with Canva. And again,
Now look,
go ahead.
I'm sorry, the listings you were talking about, are
Yes.
they going to be put on Etsy for sale?
Yes, you're going to be selling products so you can make some money. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
She's like, okay, yeah, absolutely. We're listing them on Etsy for sale. And depending on what your products are, we're going to expand to other marketplaces over this journey. So we're still in stage 1. I just want to give you a heads up that in a week and a couple of days, we're progressing to stage 2. So I don't want anybody to be surprised.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. All right. I will see you all tomorrow and hit me up if you need some help.
Okay. Thank you.
All
Have a
right.
good night.
Good night.